name is Rochelle. Play basketball, position guard. Well, first, do I like being a student athlete? Yes. At first, it was difficult, especially with me um, being an incoming freshman. And but as time went on, eventually I got used to it. Got used to the 5 a.m. practices. Got used to the games and stuff. The perks about being a student athlete: everybody supports you. Everybody comes to the game when there are games. The teacher understands the time management we have to like kind of create with basketball and work.
Hi, my name is Megan King. I'm a sophomore. I play volleyball. I'm an outside hitter. Being a part of a team is so important because it builds teamwork, friendships, sisterhood. We're all one big family, so we all work together, and it's very important because you need to work together on and off the court. So there's 6 girls on the court, and you all have to work as one, or the game's not going to go so good. When you work together as a team, you put it together perfectly, and it's a good combination. One big family. Everyone is very committed to it, and it's a lot of fun. To be a student athlete here, you have to have a lot of time management, be on top of your work. So it takes a lot, but if you're really dedicated, you can do it.
So I'm currently a PhD student in the Ecology and Ecosystem Sciences program here at the University of Rhode Island, and my lab studies the physiology of songbirds. So I'm particularly looking at how songbirds use antioxidants during long-distance flight. And this all has to do with how migratory birds are able to make these amazing long-distance journeys and not actually destroy themselves with byproducts from their own metabolism. So I'm working with a model animal, the zebrafinch. And so I have 76 of them in our captive animal facility, and I'm giving them different diets and different exercise regimens so I can see how they're using these antioxidants. And then I'm going to be pairing them, putting them in breeding cages, and then collecting the eggs to see what their different diets and exercise treatments do to how they deposit antioxidants to eggs. When I was in high school, I never even imagined that I would be going on for my PhD, and it was the encouragement that I got at CNR from the professors and realizing that I had the potential to do something like this that really got me on the path where I am. Dr. Costell in particular, she made me aware of certain possibilities out there that I wasn't of before, and through her guidance I was able to land a research experiences for undergraduates internship at the Carey Institute of Ecosystem Studies, a very prestigious research institution in Millbrook, New York. And I also got a fellowship and an internship through the Environmental Protection Agency and spent a summer at their monitoring laboratory in New Jersey. And these experiences were just real-world insight into what I could do after I finished at CNR. I can't imagine having gone anywhere else and been able to have the opportunities that I did.
The other day I went over and met with some kids from Jefferson Elementary School right down the block, and I told them the dean is a little bit like the principal of their school. What the dean is responsible for is trying to make sure that the entire academic program is operating as well as it can be. I work with faculty, I work with students, make sure we have solid academic programs in place, make sure we have excellent teachers in the classroom, and try to prepare for changes we can make that will make the college even more attractive and more beneficial to our students. We've got an absolutely outstanding faculty here. The faculty who are teaching at the College of New Rochelle could be teaching anywhere. We hire them to be excellent teachers, but remarkably, they're also excellent scholars as well. We have solid academic programs across the board. We just recently had an accreditation visit, came through that with flying colors. I think our location, it's an absolutely beautiful campus, located very close to the train station so that you can get into New York City and all that it holds, but there's a lot to do here on campus then as well. So the combination of the faculty, the other students, the academic programs, and our setting, I think just make for an excellent academic experience. My daughter and I made a New Year's resolution last year that we were going to average running a mile a day every day for a year. And we were both ahead of the game last year. We're about 5 miles ahead this year. So what happens is I usually do it in the evening time, and I go running around, and I love running by students. It surprises them every time when they'll look at me and do a double take, because there's this old man Dean running down the street, usually wearing my CNR sweatshirt and cap. So that's the surprising thing that I think people will see sometimes. I'm the guy running around the neighborhood.
Well, there is a course that I offer. I'll be offering it again this fall, Race, Sport, and Society. And that course is most closely linked to the stuff that I've written about sports. I go in and out of my sports modes. My last book was not about sports. It was still very much about race and identity politics. So I think that's why the race and ethnicity course is something that I gravitate to, because it's more generally about what I do. But because of my involvement in Olympic media coverage and what have you, the Race, Sport, and Society course, it's a tough course for me to teach. I teach one of my own books in that course, which I always have ethical dilemmas about doing. You know, and listening to students critique it and hate it or love it, it's an interesting thing to do.
A chance to be a better writer, a chance to be a critical thinker, a chance to organize your thoughts, all of which are going to be incredibly useful for every job application, every grant you ever write, every cover letter, right, anywhere. I mean, this is the hidden secret of the English major. It does give you these skills of presentation and thinking on your feet that are going to help you anywhere you go. And every employer I ever talked to, anywhere, in the elevator, at parties, you know, they all say, oh my gosh, if I had an applicant who could write. And I'm talking about people who hire associates at, you know, fancy Manhattan law firms. If I could find an associate who could write, I would hire them immediately, and they would rise to the top.
Now, what is one piece of advice you would give to CNR students?
Very, very hard. I always believed, and I think I did a nice job with my children, just saying that you really need to be the hardest worker. It's very competitive. It was very competitive when I was going to school. And you need to really show that you'll do whatever it takes to achieve the goal. So that's the grade of an A. So you just really got to study, you got to work hard, you got to be very involved. It is competitive. You do want to stand out, and the hardest worker and the most involved really is going to be a great calling card for your future. Okay, what I look for when I'm hiring young people out of college, the undergrad or graduate, is someone who's really engaged, very creative, is already coming to the table with maybe some interesting ideas. Doesn't mean it has to be a successful idea, but it's some interesting ideas. And just sort of I see sort of a fire in their belly, but I can also see that they're going to work well with people, because that's very, very important for me.